The girl got a job as long as she took sleeping pills and lie in bed for a few hours, and you get $10,000 for the job. But the girl didn't know what really happened after she fell asleep. The girl's name is Lucy. She is a college student due to family reasons. Her life is very difficult. She had to work part-time while attending school to repay her monthly student loans. To earn money, Lucy would do all kinds of jobs every day when she was not in class. She works as a waitress in a restaurant when the hospital needed staff. She would also work for doctors as rats to test drugs. And the money she earned from these jobs was not enough for her life. It's a drop in the bucket. To earn more money, Lucy puts on a sexy dress and goes to a nightclub. Her beauty attracts two men at the same time. To be fair, two men flip a coin to decide who will have her tonight. In the end, Lucy goes home with the winner. But even with all this effort, Lucy still couldn't make her monthly student loan payments. She had to look around for a better paying job. One day, she saw a job posting in the newspaper. Immediately attracted by the high salary, she then called the number. She hoped to get an interview as soon as possible. The person on the other end of the line was happy to oblige her. She was told the address and agreed to meet the next morning. Lucy arrived the next day as promised. The boss told her what the job entailed. The job was simple: dress up in special clothes. She would be paid $200 an hour to wait on some of the most powerful people for dinner. She would be paid on a per-visit basis after all that. The boss told her that if she wanted to be qualified for the job, she needed to be identified first. Not only must the skin be smooth and white, there must be no scars on her body. Then he asked Lucy to take off her clothes for examination. After Lucy took off her clothes, an assistant came forward to carefully examine every inch of her skin. Lucy was able to meet all the requirements. She passed the interview with flying colors. When she was leaving, the boss told her that although the job paid well, but the party was only held once in a while. Tell her not to put all of her hopes of making money on this job. But in order for Lucy to be better equipped for the job, she was also given a full set of skills and treatments to make her skin look smoother and more refined. A few days later, Lucy received her work orders. The boss sent a limousine to pick her up. She was then taken to a luxury villa. When she saw the attire of the service staff, Lucy had a vague suspicion. But she followed the instructions and went to the fitting room. She changed into the clothes specially prepared for her. This is the sickest party I've ever seen. A bunch of powerful people over the age of 80 dressed in suits, but the waiters were naked, pouring their drinks and serving their food, always ready to serve. And that was the end of an unskilled first job. Lucy did get paid handsomely. Looking at the thick pile of money in front of her, she couldn't believe it. She never thought it would be so easy to make money. After that, Lucy became more and more skilled at waitressing. The boss had high expectations of her. Whenever there was a party, she would serve. At the same time, Lucy didn't give up other jobs. Whenever she had time, she would come to the nightclub looking for a target. It's another income to go home to the man. This day after work, Lucy came to her boyfriend's house. She made breakfast for him, but her boyfriend was a drug addict. He was in poor physical and mental condition. Every day, he was alone in the house. Only when Lucy came over did the room become a little popular. Although life was difficult, the good thing is that the two of them are with each other. They were able to draw strength from each other. In addition to paying off student loans, saving money to send her boyfriend to rehab is also the reason why she works hard to earn money. In order for her boyfriend to live a normal life as soon as possible, she worked even harder to earn money. But lately, waitressing jobs are only available once in a while. Other part-time jobs still pay very little. Worse still, she was already 3 months behind on her rent. The landlord was willing to forgive her for a while, but the landlord's boyfriend keeps adding to the problem. She wanted to get rid of her as soon as possible. She had no choice. The landlord had to let Lucy move out. After that, Lucy found a more isolated and cheaper house. Because she was desperate for a living, she called her boss to ask if there were any jobs available recently. The owner told her there was a more lucrative job than being a waitress. She could be set up. Soon Lucy was picked up by limousine at the designated villa. Before entering the door, she saw a woman being assisted out of the house. She couldn't help but guess what the job entailed. The boss then had her shower first. Then she changed into a bathrobe for the job. After that, she was introduced to the job. This job is easier than being a waitress. All you need is some sleeping pills. Lie in bed and sleep for a few hours. Wake up and the job is done, and she won't know anything about what happened while she was asleep. Only after the work is done. He will have a slight after effects, such as weakness, etc. But these symptoms will soon heal themselves, will not affect your body and life. Finally, the boss promised that nothing excessive would happen. Lucy drank the sleeping pills and soon fell asleep. At that time, the boss brought an old man into the room. The old man first talked to the boss about his life, but the purpose of entering the room is not clear. The boss warmly comforted him, said that everything that happened in this room would be kept secret, and clearly told the old man to abide by the rules of the game. not to have a substantive relationship with Lucy. After the boss left, the old man quickly took off his clothes. The next day, she woke up. Lucy didn't know what happened last night. There was no physical discomfort either, and she also got the most pay ever. The girl lies asleep in bed. An old man walks into the room. The owner introduces him to the rules. Told him no sex was allowed. No trace should be left on the scene. Who knows that, although the old man promised, but he had a special fetish. No mercy at all. After the job was done, Lucy felt a little sick and the back of the neck and the burning tingling sensation. But in view of the good pay, she didn't pursue it. Just after she found a good paying job, the bad news came from her boyfriend. He didn't wait for Lucy to get her in rehab. He passed away. Lucy was devastated by the loss of her boyfriend. She lost her purpose in life for a while. She began to indulge herself. She even tried to seduce her boyfriend's friend at a party. She was reprimanded and showed no remorse. Soon Lucy receives a call from her boss again, although she was not feeling well. But she went to the appointment on time. This was the third customer she received. The boss instructed the old man to follow the rules of the game. But the old man was trying to show his stature to show that he was strong. He manipulated Lucy's body in various ways. After finishing this job, Lucy's state became even worse. She couldn't help but feel curious about the hours of sleep. She asked her boss to tell her what the job was about. But the boss said the work content needs to be absolutely confidential. She was refused and did not get an answer from her boss. Lucy was very upset, so she bought a miniature camera at a mall. Decided to find out the truth. When she came back to work again, before she was completely unconscious, Lucy hid the camera in the corner of the room, and then she fell asleep. This time, the client was the old man who came for the first time. The old man discussed his philosophy of life with the boss. Again, the boss asked him if he had made up his mind. The old man nodded solemnly. After the boss left, old man drank what he had prepared in advance. The next day, there was no movement in the room. The boss came in to check. She found that the old man was not breathing because she already knew beforehand. The boss did not have any extra emotions. But what she wondered was, Lucy, who should have woken up, was still sleeping. She gently pinched Lucy, but Lucy still did not respond at all. Now the boss was completely panicked. She crawled to Lucy and shook her desperately and gave her artificial respiration. Finally, Lucy gradually came to her senses, but she also saw the old man who was dead beside her. At this moment, she finally understood the true meaning of Sleeping Beauty. She couldn't accept this truth. She broke down and cried screaming like crazy, but no amount of remorse can cover up the cruel truth. In the end, the spell was broken. There are no fairy tales in this world. If you enjoy this video, please give a like and subscribe our channel. Thanks for watching.